Okay, I'm hearing today there's someone who chose somebody over you, but they're not happy. I'll go so far as to say that they hate it. They hate where they are. Let's just have a card. I'm holding on to the memories of us. Yeah, they've completely disengaged. They don't like it at all. The person they've chosen, they've made a mistake. Okay, and they're spending all of their time probably looking at photos, going through messages, that kind of thing. One more, please. I've been working on myself, and covering that is, I can't let you go. No, they don't. They don't want to let you go at all. They want you back. Okay. So let us have a little look at the situation that they find themselves in now. Okay. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to look at their energy first. Okay. Within the environment, and then just see what else is going on. Any challenges, any messages, and then best possible outcome by the end of the reading. Are they going to do anything? But yeah, they say they've been working on themselves, which is positive. I mean, I like it when that card comes out because somebody's taking accountability. And relationships do break down, but people do go on to have successful reconciliations. But not if somebody's still playing the victim. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's give these a shuffle. I hope you're okay. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your comments. I really do appreciate all your support. Thank you so much. If you'd like a reading, just click on the title of the video. Links are below in the description box. Everything's on the website, okay? And check out the free relationship report as well. Okay, one more. Let's just have a look at their overall energy, how they're feeling at the moment. Not what's triggering it particularly, but just let's just get a snapshot. Oh, right. Okie dokie. They said yes when they meant no, so they've got themselves into the situation. They know they've done it. They love you. They're really angry with themselves with this card. Okay, they just feel like they've betrayed themselves. Okay, which might sound selfish, but it's not. They know what they've done. All right, they know that it's almost like somebody made them an offer. Maybe, you know, a third party made an offer. It seemed good at the time, sounded great, but you know, even when you separated, they knew deep down that it wasn't the right thing to do. Okay, they got swept along with something. They got themselves in too deep. Okay, so if it was with a third party, another person, they couldn't see a way out of it, so they got involved with somebody else, another person. Maybe you'd found out, or they knew you were going to find out, and basically they'd made their bed and they had to lie on it. Okay, but their energy as well at the moment is they're very confused. They do regret ghosting you. They might have made, or possibly you tried to make some contact in the past. Somebody here was left on red. Okay, so take whatever that means to you, but somebody was left on red. Now at the moment, it's like they're waiting for you to contact them. Okay, I just feel like the person, your ex, did what they did. They made their bed, they had to lie on it. They didn't feel like they got any other way out but to end the relationship with you because of what they had done. Then someone left someone on red, but they're waiting for you to get in touch. They're waiting on a sign from you. Okay, but I don't see you doing that. I don't see you doing that. So, righty ho, gosh, let's see what wants to come out in their environment. Sometimes I can't say that word. Environment, okay. Oh, well, there we go. Bad karma. They do hate where they are. They're getting the karma. All right. You know, I'm hearing to say to you, whatever you choose to do, because you're the director of your movie, you're handing out the scripts. Don't ever make anybody else the star in your own movie, okay? You're on the pedestal. You are handing out scripts to these people, not the other way around, okay? But I feel today, and it's only when you will look back, that's what I'm hearing to say to you, that your person had to go through this. Their soul chose to do this because in this lifetime there was some lesson or some experience that they wanted to have as a soul. And I feel that this is what they had to work through, okay? But I do feel, I'm really just channeling, I'm hearing this, that they will come back in and it will work this time, okay? All right, I do feel that. Now, bottom of the deck, I'm going to read on this one, photo proof, getting evidence. That's going into what I feel that they had no choice. You know, it's almost, let me give you an example of no choice. So you're in a relationship with someone, and then the one person starts to see somebody else, okay, but it's only because, not because they love them, they just do it for whatever reason they're doing it. But then they'd realise they've made a mistake and they don't want to do that anymore, and they're very sorry and they'd rather stay where they are and work through it. But the other person they've got involved with is not happy. So then they start to get evidence and almost threaten. You know, I've just got an energy, it's classic, well, if you don't be with me, I'm going to tell everybody you've been having an affair with me, or that kind of stuff. There's some sort of mess, so that's why they left, okay? They're getting the karma. They absolutely hate where they are. Photo proof, there was somebody around them, okay? Yeah, inside scoop. Somebody was very nosy in your business and your ex's business, okay? Somebody knew what buttons to push. There is an energy of someone that was connected into you who knew what to do. They got the information they needed to get what they wanted, okay? Dear, what a mess. Yeah, they've connected into someone with a bad reputation, somebody who is not a genuine person, okay? That's the key here today. If you've got this far, that is the key. And there are people like that, snakes, or, you know, people who can see a couple are going through a bit of a rough time. You know, life is up and down, okay? It's up and down. You know, nobody stays in the first few months of, or even first couple of years, a honeymoon phase as we call it. You know, life throws things, but then unfortunately there are people who are jealous of what you've got, and they wait until you hit a bad patch and then they're in, okay? But before they move in, as in I feel today, they found your weak spot. So like your ex might have had some weak spots. So say your ex was saying, you know, I'm really tired, I can't do this anymore. Somebody would go in and say, oh, let me take that off you, okay? But it's all an absolute shit show. It's a shit show. Yeah, bottom of the deck, love triangle. It's a complete shit show. Somebody was watching your relationship. You know, I'm saying love can even be family. I've seen family do it many, many times over the years. It can be family, okay? But somebody was watching. Right, let's see what they say to you. I'm just going to have another quick tarot deck environment. What would they say? The timing wasn't right for us. I think that's their soul. That's their higher self. And for me today, that's linking into their higher self. Had some karma to work through. Okay. They had some karma to work through. So many things remind me of you. Music, probably. Probably music. They're finding it difficult at the moment, and they're not available at the moment. Not in a position to really do a lot at the moment. I'm going to look at their environment and see why. But I love you unconditionally. Okay, let's see what the environment is. Environment, please. One more. Oh, yeah. Did they go back to something from their past? Their past is in it. Did they go back to a hometown? Did they reconnect with an ex or a group of friends or a family member? That's what's boxing them in, okay? They really are feeling very trapped. They're trying to keep going. They're trying to work things out. But they've got themselves dragged back into something to do with their past. Now, this could just be a past behaviour, okay? But it's definitely linked into the past. They're trying to fight their corner. They're hoping that they can get out of this, but they are feeling very boxed in where they are. They haven't really got a lot of energy. I feel the person with the bad reputation is challenging, is a challenging personality. And I feel that they've worn your person down, but I feel that your person is mentally worn down because they've got one foot here, like trying to fight, but then mentally they're elsewhere. They're elsewhere, okay? Let's see, let's get this one out. Let's have a little look at what else. Twin flame, bottom of the deck. Sacrifice. Love may come with sacrifices. Evaluate what you're willing to give up. Yeah, there's something they've got to give this situation up, okay? They've got to give this situation up. This is, I think it's untenable for them, regardless of what you decide you want. They know they've taken the wrong path, okay? Totally the wrong path. And you're in their dreams. They're dreaming about you. Or you dreaming about them. Okay? But also, there's a message for you. Look at your dreams. Your dreams have the answers. Okay? Are you remembering some dreams? Keep a dream diary, I'm hearing. Your dreams are very interesting. One day I'll go into dreams in more detail if anyone's interested. I've got some stories to tell about dreams, but they're very, very interesting. But you're being asked to look at your dreams. Is this person in your dreams? Okay? Because we all connect telepathically. We're only energy. This is just a meat suit. We're just energy. Okay, we're just pure conscious awareness, and there's something very specific here about dreams, and for you to maybe write some of your dreams down. Okay, let me see what the best possible outcome is. Actually, I'm going to use this deck. Are they going to do anything? I'm getting they're not available at the moment, so I think they are communicating with you telepathically. No, they're not. They're in the Two of Pentacles energy. Their attention's everywhere, okay? Two of Pentacles in a love reading. Couple of meanings. One is people can make a decision with regards to relationships based on financial or physical needs. So somebody, for example, might think, well, I'm going to have to stay here because I've got a roof over my head. It's that kind of energy. But on a whole, their attention's everywhere. There can be, with the Two of Pentacles, juggling a lot of responsibilities. Now, your ex is in the Nine of Wands energy, so they're tired, they're run down, they're on their guard, they're feeling a bit wounded, etc., etc., and trapped, okay? They could be trapped by financial concerns, but they're trying to keep a lot of balls in the air at the moment. So I don't see at the moment them doing anything, but you can change this. If this is what you want, you just go to the end, just decide what you want and ignore the 3D, okay? Can you cross that card for me? Yeah, the Hierophant. Now for me, this is the fact that they're tied in because they're an ex, okay? We're reading on ex. They're tied into a commitment. There's some sort of servitude, or they are having to toe the party line. They have got responsibilities. There's somebody else that they're having to take into account, all right? And also, this can mean very strongly for me that somebody is listening to somebody else's beliefs and their opinions too much. Now, they're mixed up with someone like this, bad reputation, karma, you know, a bit of a snake. They're a bit under the thumb at the moment, okay? Can you give me anything in the next 3 months? One card. Are they going to move? Yeah, Page of Swords. I feel they will send some sort of communication eventually. But for now, with the Page of Swords, it's a messenger card, so there's a chance they will. If it was the Cups and Wands, definitely, I feel. The Swords, eventually, I feel they will. But for now, with that page, they're quite anxious about whether you'll reply. But also, the Page of Swords for me is a spy card. It's somebody who's just going to keep an eye on you, you know, somebody who's just going to be watching you, seeing what you're doing, and that kind of thing. So I think the message here is they really aren't happy where they are. They hate it, okay? They've made a bad decision. They've got themselves mixed up with somebody who hooked them in, somebody who, like, you know, femme fatale, male fatale, whatever energy, and bump, there they are. And sat in the Hierophant, which means, you know, they've probably made a commitment to something else. And somebody else is calling the shots in their environment at the moment, and they're not in a position to do anything about it, which those cards have clarified that. So I leave it with you. Just remember, though, this is energy. You decide. I'm channeling, because everything exists now. So I'm channeling the energy that is now. There's only the present. So if you change your thoughts, even if you don't see any evidence, and just say, you know what, they're back, it's working, we're together. You don't have to believe it, okay? Your mind is, it's science. Your subconscious will just print out what you feed it, okay? The brain has not got a clue between what's real and what's imagined. But whatever you think about continuously, and you probably know this, it ends up there in front of you. So you can change this. You have the power if this is what you want to change it, all right? On the pedestal, just remember who you are. You're the best. They've always loved you. They've always wanted you, okay? They're back. Okay, I always get what I want. Just keep saying that. Just keep saying it. Because sometimes it's, even if you don't believe it, sometimes it's better to do that than go into the negative. All right, but end of the day, you're the star of the show. Okay, this is your stage, not your ex's, not this karmic's. You decide who's in your life and what role they're playing. The story you're telling about this person is assigning the role that they will reflect back to you to a certain extent, okay? All right, love you, take care. Bye.